Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaRekah Kodash Shemama. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and the elders. Double honors to my elders as well, Aharawan, Ben Yasha'Allah, the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. And salutations to the fellow Akim, our Wafim and children that believe in truth and sincerity. We're going to start off in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 12. All right, quick spiritual hydration. I'll start at verse 11. The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further, by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh, right? So you have to go to those who bear this truth, bear this understanding, the Urim and the Thummim, all right, the doctrine and truth, all right, to those who are making the intercessions, man, and the gaps in the hedge for the people that the Lord have set up to get this truth, all right? You know, the words of the wise, the words of those who have returned back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, as we have done with the hopes of his grace and mercy covering us throughout this journey until salvation and not judgment. All right, our words are of the wise. All right, and it's as goads, meaning it's to urge you to do the same. So what we're to not make admonished, all right, be astonished. Salakia admonished, let's go into that word, in the making of many books, all right, dealing with other philosophies, all right, trying to go too deep. Like Jake Do says, admonish, Zahar.
Strong's H 2094, Zahir.
To teach, to warn, all right, to admonish, warn, teach, shine, send out light, be shining. All right, and that's what we ought to do, all right, bearing this truth, but we got to do it properly. All right, to be taught, be admonished, to teach, warn, to shine, send out light. All right, so be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end. So be of understanding that there's many books, there are many philosophies. There's no end to it. All right, because what? They have tried to water down the truth. All right, they have tried to cut us off from being a nation pertaining to Psalms chapter 83. So what? They have a lot of philosophies out here. They have these other heathen nations, all right, playing and posing as their holy people, and they're not, all right, taking different truths from the Hebrew Israelites' customs, from our customs, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because you're the Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, all right, taking our customs and what you see different parts of your history and your customs spread it out through different denominations of religio, all right, which was ultimately created to water down our people, all right, to mask and create a smoke screen of who the Lord's true chosen people are, which are the Israelites, who he chose to be peculiar unto himself. So it's Psalms 83 and verse 1, keep not thy silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? We're the hidden ones, all right? According to Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1, there's a controversy, all right, for the inhabitants of this land, because there's no truth, there's no mercy, no knowledge of the Heavenly Father, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right? Revelations 11 verse 9, they suffer not to put the bodies in graves, all right? They don't tell the Israelites the truth of who they are, all right? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, man. So that's what ultimately they try to do. And that's why these different philosophies and denominations are out here to deceive people. And even our people fall to what? The two idols, the wood and stone, the scriptures say. All right, roughly paraphrasing. the work of men's hands, wood and stone, all right? The cobblestone and that wood representing the cross, all right? And this is Ezekiel 20 and 32. I believe this is a good one right here. This is Ezekiel 20 and 31. For when ye offer your gifts and ye make your sons to pass through the fire, all right, like how our people do spiritually today by taking them into these churches, all right, these different schools, all right, because some of these schools even carry religions and philosophies, all right, they coincide with churches, a lot of these Catholic schools, stuff like that, which are like the schools that you will want your children to go to, so to speak, and with the worldly mindset to get the worldly feel, all right, education, so to speak, preparatory schools. These schools come with a cost, a price of what watering your children down, all right, pushing them further away from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, their true customs, their knowledge, their understanding of what the Lord have for them, all right, and want them to be filled with, all right. That's why the scriptures speak on train the child the way he shall go, all right, and when he's older, they won't depart, roughly paraphrase, all right. So that's what our people do spiritually. All right, they make their sons to pass through the fire. All right, the worshiping of Molech. All right, they do that spiritually, man, with the system. You pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. All right, your sports idols. All right, your rappers, your actors. All right, your religious pastors. All right, all these people are idols. Your TD Jakes, your Diddies, so on and so forth. Even unto this day, it shall I be inquired by you. Right, you want to inquire of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, but everybody, all right, especially 2/3 of our people, they inquire of other things, other philosophies, other doctrines, all right, other people. O house of Israel, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will not be inquired of by you, and that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, right, as these other nations, as these other families, to serve wood and stone, right? And that's what our people do. They serve wood and stone. All right, again, subject to that cobblestone. One of the two main religions is what being a Muslim, all right, being a Christian. And modern day Christianity is not the Christianity of old, those who was following the Messiah. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3. And I'll start at verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Right. And the Lord has a setup, again, the parents, the spiritual parents of this truth, being the apostles and elders, all right, of Great Millstone, all right, on down, all right, with the camps like ourselves, the various camps like ourselves with the 100% truth. But you have those who want to do their own thing, to where they're adding on sin to sin, all right. They're gathering 2/3 of Israel versus gathering the Lord's sheep, all right. They're scattering and not gathering ultimately, all right. Bishop Nathaniel being a prime example of the IUIC, all right. He's been put in a spotlight and on the chopping block pertaining to the name, his various perverse doctrines, all right, and how he goes off pertaining to the MOTB, the Revelations 13, verse 15 on down, all right, and his treason, all right, ultimately, allegedly, all right, but the proof is coming to the light, all right, his treason. So what, without natural, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 3, all right, and the point is verse 7, really, all right, and this is the quick point just to jump down in verse 7, all right, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth, right, and that's what they ultimately do, adding sin to sin, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth, all right, they're not completely, they're not running this race sincerely. All right. The scriptures speak on how you have to run that ye may obtain. All right. They just running. All right. Ezekiel 37. All right. They just have the sinews upon them, the muscles, the flesh, but they don't have the breath. This is back in 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 3. Without natural affection, truce breakers, right? Truce breakers. A truce breaker. G786. Espandos.
Strong's G 786. Aspandas. Aspandas.
Without a treaty or covenant. Of things not mutually agreed upon. Abstances from hostilities. That cannot be persuaded to enter into a covenant. Implacable. Right? You can't be persuaded into using the name. All right, you just put that away. They become truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, right? To where now there's a separation being made, but the Lord create that separation, all right? Because he's going to put the sheep to his right hand and the goats to his left, pertaining to those who he want. He's going to save, and those he's going to condemn, pertaining to his doctrine. All right, this is a measuring stick. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, right? And that's why they sell out. They take a bag, a Faustian bargain, to where they change up their doctrine. But the scriptures speak on what a double mind is unstable in all his ways, all right? Meddle not with them who change, roughly paraphrasing. So you can't go from teaching the true name of the Heavenly Father, like Bishop Nathaniel or the IUIC, and completely turn that away and run up a bag, run up a congregation throughout the four corners of the earth carnally, not spiritually, but carnally through a 501c3 charter, and not think that his judgment is going to reign upon him. All right, that the Lord is not going to rectify it. All right, and set an example as he's done before. All right, Achan in the time of Joshua with the tent situation, various scriptures, even the Tales of Dakia, the comfy dude in the flesh, so on and so forth, man. All right, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Heavenly Father. All right, so that's what we have to run that we may obtain. All right, you don't want to ever learn and never come to the knowledge of the truth. All right, you want to grow into this thing. But people like Bishop Nathaniel, all right, the guerrilla Hebrews, Sakari, all right, all these wayward different camps and teachers and, these mighty men, all right, the guerrilla Hebrews and so on and so forth. All right, the mighty Hebrew, so on, these titles. All right, General Yohana and all that. All right, they're 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 6. For this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, right? And that's why we don't have women in our camps like they do. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth, right? Because the women think the Lord dealing with them. They'll go from rod to rod or whatever the case may be. Then you have adultery in the midst. It caused a lot of confusion, all right? Where the man is set up to be on the front line of battle, of war, and that's what we do spiritually by teaching this truth, giving up our body as a living sacrifice. All right, if a woman learn anything, she learn at home from a husband. All right, so it's order when it comes to this truth, and these false Hebrew Israelite camps like the IUIC, the ISUPK are completely out of order. All right, the Sakaris, all right, the GOCCs, the HOIs, the Wifis, the Wi-Fis, Adam Abbotts, they're off. All right, so again, they're ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. All right, just like 2/3 of our people who go from every wind of doctrine. All right, who not astonished and have the understanding that there are making of many books, there are many doctrines and philosophies, and that's why you have to have your eye single to the Heavenly Father. All right, to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, But Shalom, Hapatha, DTA, until the next one.